Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week this week, but as always, lots of great books to talk about. I want to start with this one this week. This is your latest issue of Wonder Woman, number 23. This is about to be one of the biggest characters on the planet. Her movie is about a week away. We've got Ladies' Night, Friday the 2nd, the night the movie comes out. You can sign up for that if you are one of our gals. And we've got Wonder Woman Day on the 3rd, where everything Wonder Woman is going to be 25% off. This title has been really excellent from day one. We're all big Wonder Woman fans around here. It's a really great cover. Grab the trade paperbacks if you haven't been following the latest Rebirth thing. Catch up to this latest issue. Great stories, great art. 2 stories going on, one in even issues, one in the odds. Just can't say enough about this book, can't say enough about the characters. 75 years of greatness. If for some sick and sadistic reason you are not a Wonder Woman fan, get on board before it's too late, because she's awesome. And as I'm always saying, it's a big week for this guy. This is your latest issue of Detective Comics. Always lots of Bat books to talk about, like this one, like Batman in the Shadow. This is issue number 2. We've got a couple copies of number 1 in stock. Love me some Shadow, love me some classic pulp characters. Got a couple more to talk about in this stack as we go on. Batman Beyond is one of my favorite Bat titles, one of my favorite Batman animated series. Really dig Batman Beyond, and I really like when this book comes out with Batman 66. This is Batman 66 and Wonder Woman 77, one of the greatest ideas comics has ever had. And like I say, I love when Batman Beyond and Batman 66 come out in the same week, because I just love the example of the huge diversity and range of the character. Great stuff. And Batgirl rounds out your Bat stuff for the week. There she is, taking on the Penguin. Fun stuff. And Detective Comics means it's Legacy Week. This is Action Comics with Harley Quinn taking on Cyborg Superman there. Good stuff. Action Comics, the one that started it all. Getting closer and closer to issue 1000. Can't say enough about that. Suicide Squad. Speaking of Harley Quinn, one of the biggest books DC has these days. Deathstroke continues the Lazarus contract stuff that's been crossing over with Titans and Teen Titans. I hope this book is already on your list, because otherwise you may have missed out. This contract stuff Lazarus contract stuff's been super red hot, because everybody's a Titans fan. Justice League of America is your Batman team book for the week. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is your Green Lantern team book of the week. Hellblazer is your formerly Vertigo book of the week. In the absence of a real Vertigo book, I guess this is as close as it gets this week. Kamandi Challenge. Look at this excellent cover on Kamandi Challenge. Can't say enough about this book. Can't say enough about Kamandi. You can see the little picture of Jack Kirby there in the corner. It would be his 100th birthday this year. Kamandi Challenge is an excellent concept. There's a new creative team every issue, and they write it into a cliffhanger, and it's up to the next team in the next issue to fix that cliffhanger and then leave them in another one. Can't say enough about how fun this book is. And if you don't know much about Kamandi, get up on some of those classic old issues, because like everything Kirby, it's great stuff. Injustice is your non-continuity book for the week, with my man Soups there on the cover. And Mother Panic is your Young Animal book of the week. Always a big week for the DC guys. Great week for my friends at Marvel. How about some Guardians of the Galaxy? This is your 2nd issue of all new Guardians of the Galaxy. You've probably seen the new movie like 3 times already. Everybody's raving about it. Everybody loves some Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why there's 3 books for them this week. There's this one. There's Guardians of the Galaxy Mother Entropy by a couple of all-time greats, Jim Starlin and Alan Davis. You know I've been talking this book up. You know I love me some Drax. I love me some Gladiator there on the cover. I like guys with mohawks. I Am Groot, number 1. Because this guy needed his own book. Rocket's next book will be starting up very soon. Lots of Guardian stuff to go around. How about some Secret Empire stuff? Here's your latest issue of Steve Rogers' Captain America. We've been talking about this book in the shop, talking about it on the podcast. Can't say enough about Secret Empire. I know it's very controversial. I know people are like, I'm not reading that, but I'm reading it and I'm loving it, and you should be reading it too. Been talking about Steve Rogers since the very beginning. Secret Warriors. It's your second issue. We've still got a couple number ones lying around if you get here quick. And The Mighty Captain Marvel are your 3 Secret Empire books for the week. Like I say, great stuff. Grab Secret Empire 0, 1, and 2 and see what all the buzz is about. Speaking of buzz, how about X-Men Blue? This X-Men relaunch stuff has been huge. X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold been selling out. This is X-Men Blue number 4. I think you recognize those claws there. This is Jean Grey number 2. Spinning out of the X-Men Blue stuff. Again, we might have a couple copies of number 1 lying around if you get here fast. Big original X-Men fan. That's fun stuff. Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider. Second issue of that. Again, we got a couple number 1s around if you want to catch up on that one. If you are a Spider clone fan from back in the day. And Venom number 150 rounds out your Spider books for the week. This one's double sized for all you Venom fans. Has all the covers in the back if you don't believe that this is actually number 150. Fun stuff. Infamous Iron Man. Can't say enough about this book either. Check out Infamous Iron Man, also known as Victor Von Doom, taking on Ultimate Reed Richards. A little retro Doom versus Reed shot in the background there. This book has been really cool. It might be flying under your radar, but a little like Superior Spider-Man, Infamous Iron Man is Victor Von Doom trying to be a superhero. Good stuff. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme is your second Doctor Strange book. The only one for this week. The trade paperback's out this week as well. Elektra is your Daredevil Running with the Devil book for the week. Totally Awesome Hulk starts a new story arc with this issue, building up to the WMD stuff that's going to be going on with Old Man Logan and some other mutant books. Fun stuff. Black Panther number 14. Do you know who that villain is? If you're a Cap fan, you do. Star-Lord Annual and Mosaic rounds out your Marvel stuff. Yeah, not a huge week, but lots of great stuff from those guys. Really good week for all the other guys, too. A fantastic week for my friends at Dark Horse. Got to talk about this guy. This is your latest issue of Angel. This is one of your Whedonverse books for the week. This is my favorite Whedonverse thing. Maybe even more than Firefly. I've always been a big Angel fan. I'm somewhat of a vampire with a soul. Buffy is your other Whedonverse book of the week. It's your 7th issue of season 11. Cool spike cover there. Great stuff. Conan is another license that Dark Horse does an extraordinary job with. Love talking up the Barbarian books. Love me some Conan the Slayer. But they do other stuff too, like Black Hammer from Jeff Lemire. Little creator-owned stuff. Very cool, sort of off-key superhero title. Fun stuff there. Grab the trade paperback and catch up to the latest issue. Or Rebels from Brian Wood. Little history noir for you. Good stuff there. Or Shaolin Cowboy from Jeff Darrow. If you don't know who Jeff Darrow is, you should really find out, because his art is, boy, second to none. Very, very unique talent, this guy, Jeff Darrow. If you remember a book called Big Guy and Rusty the Robot from way back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. Love me some Shaolin Cowboy. Love me some Jeff Darrow. And a great week for the Image guys, too. Last week I was talking up some Spawn. This week I'm going to talk up some Savage Dragon. This is Savage Dragon number 224. If you go back to the original Image days like I do, you remember some Savage Dragon. Yes, the book still rolls. Yes, the book is still awesome. Yes, the book is still done by Eric Larson, story and art. Love me some Eric Larson. Very, very underrated talent, that guy. East of West might be your Image book of the week. Love me some cool westerns. 7 to Eternity might also be a book you're looking for from my man Rick Remender. Love anything from Rick Remender. Deadly Class. Another big book from Image. Another one that's probably on your list. Old Guard from a man Greg Rucka is a book that should be on your list. Like anything from Greg Rucka. And Samaritan number 1 is your first issue Gotta Have It Image book of the week. Kiss, the hottest band in the land, is my Dynamite book of the week, along with Doc Savage. because I love me some Doc Savage. I told you I'd be getting to the pulp guys a little later. Like the Shadow, Doc Savage is one of your original superheroes. Yeah, Doc Savage is the Man of Bronze and has a Fortress of Solitude. Maybe you've heard of another guy who is a Man of Steel and has a Fortress of Solitude. Love me some Doc Savage. Star Trek Boldly Go is my IDW book of the week because it's got a really cool Funko Pop Kirk cover there. IDW's got Funko Pop covers for all their books this week or this month. So if you're one of those pop figure people, like everybody seems to be, you might want to check their website and see the book that is right for you. Maybe it's G.I. Joe Real American Hero, another one of my IDW books. We were talking about this on the podcast last week. This book is still done by Larry Hama, the all-time greatest G.I. Joe writer ever. So if you were a G.I. Joe fan back in the day and somehow this book's gotten away from you, jump back in because Larry Hama is as good as he ever was. Speaking of good as he ever was, this is your latest issue of X-O Manowar. It's my Valiant book for the week. This is issue number 2. You can grab number 1 and catch up. This was my favorite Valiant book back in the original stuff. It's been a really good book with the new Valiant. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. And the Archies double-sized one-shot is my Archie book for the week. Like Valiant, always encouraging you guys to have one of these Archie books like Archie or Afterlife, Sabrina, Reggie and Me, Jughead, Josie and the Pussycats. Archie is one of the best publishers out there. They're just on fire right now. Great stuff there. And an excellent book for the all-ages, excellent week for the all-ages stuff too. What is cooler than Porky Pig and Daffy Duck having outer space adventures at your latest issue of Looney Tunes? Seeing those two team up just makes you laugh without reading anything. The Powerpuff Girls is super awesome, and it's great to see the PPG back in comics. Good stuff there. Scooby-Doo Team Up. This week he's teaming up with Hong Kong Phooey. If you're 100 years old like I am, you love some Hong Kong Phooey. If you have no idea who Hong Kong Phooey is, then you've never seen a superhero bust out of a filing cabinet. Super awesome. Love me some Hong Kong Phooey. Love me some Scooby-Doo Team Up. They've done an excellent job with this book, bringing classic characters back to the fore, as they say. Great stuff. And Walt Disney Comics rounds out my all-ages stuff for the week, because I'm really stoked to see these guys back in comics too. IDW's done a great job with all the Disney stuff. Good stuff. Like I say, it's a great week of titles, so check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. Already mentioned Wonder Woman next week. If you're one of our gals, sign up for Ladies Night. The tickets are going fast. When you get to the movie, you get your choice of a pop figure or a trade paperback. It's going to be super cool, so don't miss out. And make sure you're here for Wonder Woman Day, June 3rd. Everybody's invited to Wonder Woman Day. 25% off everything from the amazing Amazon. And we got lots and lots of cool Wonder Woman stuff, so don't miss out. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at Facebook, check us out at blackcatcomics.biz, check out our YouTube channel, check out our podcast at soundcloud.com, or just get on down here to Rock and Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.